when you first heard the Radiant Leadership Academy all those years ago, before you got into the very first one, tell me your thoughts.
Well, I would say first and foremost, it was like, okay, what is this training about? I've gone through so many different trainings. I think that crosses everybody's mind. They're just like, well, what makes us different from everything else? And first of all, takes an open mind of, I'm here for a reason. Let's be open to the reason and let's see where else we can grow. So if you're like me, you're like, what makes this different? Instantly, there's your first problem. You have to be open. But more so, it wasn't just the one thing that I got tired of, like when I went through all these programs, was a lot of people just speaking at me. And it's like, okay, I get it. You're the authority here. You're going to speak to me, at me, the class, all the above. But like, how is this going to, you're the one purchasing it. Like, how's it going to help me? Like, and so we can facilitate actual true transformation, which really starts here. Do you want it or not? But then B, how the leader, the coach of the program can really facilitate that environment and do it well, because obviously you have a bunch of different personalities. I didn't know what the content was at that time. So I'm like, where are we going with this? I knew it was about leadership, which I was already like, yes, I'm in. But just being able to.
The only reason you were actually in, I'll be honest, like if you go all the way back then, I think the only reason that you were like, yeah, I'll do it because it was about leadership. Mm-hmm. But what I will tell you that when it comes to, I have always had a dislike of the coaching profession as a whole, because the whole ideology around coaching is not something that I ever agreed with, that the coach is the one that is going to walk you into transformation. I never really liked that ideology, because first of all, I don't know anything about the coach's life. You know what they put on Facebook, you know what their bio says, but I don't know anything about the actual coach's life. And to have somebody to actually guide me, what if we're not aligned in what we believe? What if we're not aligned? And how do I really know? I'm just sharing my opinion about why I never liked coaching. How do I really know that your life is something that I would want to emulate? That's kind of been my, I don't listen to or follow people who haven't achieved what I like. They don't have something that I want to grow into or also have myself. Yeah. So for me, the whole thing around coaching, that was always the thing that made me not like repel, not even like I was going to say less attracted to it, but I repelled from it, because I don't have any idea what your belief system is or where you're going to try to guide me based on what. It's just your opinion. And so, that's very subjective to me. So I never really liked the coaching world because of that. And so we call this Radiant Leadership Coaching. And so just know that, like, this is not a coaching program. That is the accepted vernacular to use around what we're doing, but this is not about coaching. In truth, the Radiant Leadership Coaching system is a discipleship model. Yeah. And it is not based on a person. It is not like Michelle Schaefer's coaching. That is not what it is. Trust me, I don't want to coach you. Like, that's not what I'm looking to do. But what this entire program is, it is a discipleship model that is based on the way that Jesus leads and led. That's literally what the whole thing is about. I mean, you could say a lot of things about it, and I may have been the one that penned it, but it's not mine. It is literally a discipleship model based on how the Bible walks us into transformation. And so I just want to say that out of the get, because I even still cringe when we say Radiant Leadership Coaching. And I know there's tons of you out there that like coaching and you're in coaching. So, don't be offended. This is just my personal opinion about that.
Well, you're so spot on about like the vernacular, because it's like, the word coach like embodies, like, there's a lot to it, right? You're going to lead them and guide them through something. But to your point, like, I think a lot of people have even abused the word coach and like leader and mentor and all of that. And they use it as like this hierarchy, better than, but it's really, the heart posture behind all of this, why we even turned it into a certification programs, because people were experiencing that true change within themselves. They said, how can I do this as well to lead others, which is true discipleship, because everything here is biblically based. But I love that you pointed out the fact that it's like, yeah, it's not like the Michelle Schaefer show or whoever's leading it. It's literally like pen to paper, what God downloaded. And he wants this to get out into the marketplace to make it less about us, more about him coming through us. And these are just ways that people are able to do it, whether it's through, our Leadership Academy, Identity 2.0, Relationship IQ, Speaker Academy, if you have the right credentials to it, just really unlocking things that are already inside of you. And I really feel like this is something that's been missing in the space. So it's funny when you always share that you're like, coaching, and that's the background that I came from before you and I met. But I get it, because a lot of people have been abused and they've been manipulated by coaches. And if you're done with that, type me in the chat, because honestly, we're all done with that. People are waking up with more discernment, I feel, and they're trying to be like, who's the person or where's the space that I can really grow into who God's called me to be?
Yeah. And the thing is, as human beings, none of us are perfect. And yes, some are further along than others, but I take it really, really, it's a serious thing to me to have somebody else's life and, try to guide them in their life. It's serious. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm a coach. There are big implications to that. And so for that reason and many others, I kind of hate the word coaching. But discipleship sounds really scary and intimidating to people. Like, where's this discipleship program? That sounds like a really big deal. And it is a big deal. So I'm not saying that it's not a big deal, but I think it sounds scarier than what it is. And I think that sounds a little bit intimidating. So while coaching doesn't describe everything about what we do, it's, I think, the vernacular that is set up. So I want to talk about something that's also a little bit different about the whole Radiant Leadership Coaching program, because you have heard of, there's one-to-one coaching. There's the coaching model. There's one-to-one coaching, right? And then there's group coaching. And a group coaching typically is a lot less expensive because it's one-to-many versus one-to-one. And a lot of people are like, I don't really like the group coaching model. I will tell you that this is a God-breathed group coaching environment where it is not like group coaching. It is truly group transformation, because what we have watched happen literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times over is the people involved in your cohort are actually part of your transformation. Because as you are having breakthroughs and transformation, it literally gets it quantum leaps from you to them. And so your breakthrough becomes their breakthrough. And so where one breakthrough could have happened for you because of what's going on inside of these courses, somebody else shares a breakthrough that they have. And now instantaneously that breakthrough that they had now becomes yours. Yes. So it's an exponential breakthrough and transformation. This is a proven transformational format, a proven transformational framework. So you might be out there and you'll be like, listen, I just want to help people get closer to God. I want to help people step into their identity. I want to help people become who they were designed to be. How do I do that? This is how you do that. Literally, this is how you do it.
Yeah, it's such a great mixture of hearing the takeaways, which could be the breakthrough that somebody needed or the thing that they needed to hear, paired with the just Holy Spirit-led content. And then on top of that, just a little bit of deep dive homework on their own. So you're getting the best of all worlds of hearing other people, what they're growing through, being led into, here's what we're going to open up for you today. And this is kind of what I started with your starting question was let's be open to just something that's real. People are in the world of automation, and automation's great in doses and certain things, but let's find something that's real and that connects us all. And then you take that deeper dive into the personal of okay, Lord, it's just me and you. Let's look into this and where we really are going to have change, because as much as we want to have accountability partners and other people pushing us and hiring this coach for this and that, the reason why for most people coaching doesn't even work is because you're not taking what has been given to you and then implementing it in your life. You're just oh, that's cool. On to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And in society where we're just constantly getting fed, we have to take time to do that deeper dive to really let things settle instead of just keep moving on to the next. Because trust me, you're not missing out on anything. You're missing out on the gold that was literally delivered right to you. And I know you've seen, Michelle, so many of these moments where it's ding, ding, the light bulb goes off and then the spark gets lit and then the wildfire takes off, which has to be really cool from obviously the inception of this. We've been doing this for like 2 or 3 years now. And just being able to have just under 100 coaches certified and thousands of people going through it. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I think 21 was the first class, which by the way, I had to beg people to get in. You, Ferris, and my mom, I basically forced you to get in. So 3 of the 10 in the first class were forced. Everybody else was begged. And, because I believed in what it was, but I just wasn't 100%. Like I wasn't sure until you see it. And then the transformations that happened were so beyond anything that I could have done. I can't create those transformations or breakthroughs in your life, but because this is such a spirit-led program, it really, you watch amazing things happen in people's lives. And here's another cool thing that is cool, even though you're going to think it's not cool, is this, all of the courses that our coaches can teach, they have high accountability in them. And I know if you're like, I don't want to be accountable to nothing. Let me tell you something. Many, many, many times you will show up for somebody else long before you will show up for yourself. So when you have high accountability, because of what happens in these environments, you will show up for your accountability partner before you'll show up for you. So you almost get like, sorry for the language, but like peer pressured into walking into transformation. And so it's sometimes uncomfortable for people, but my gosh, it is proven. Hi, Tony. Tony says, I'll never be the same. After all the courses, it's really, I thank you, Tony. And we've watched you transform. I can't tell you the amount of people that have gone through the programs over and over and over, because there's just these layers, like there's layers and layers. So it's amazing. That's all we're we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of unbelievable life-changing testimonies from people that have gone through the courses. So and this is a pat on his back. He is the one that created all of these things. They are amazing. They are truly proven and transformational. That's given, done deal. But if you are a part of the coaching world, or you've been wanting to be somehow part of the transformation of people's lives, this program, the RLC program, where you have the ability to facilitate this for other people. Let us share with you why this is amazing. Number one, it is a complete system from start to finish. You're like, oh, I would love to lead that. Literally from start to finish, all the content, the way that the format of the classes, the accountability, the workbooks, everything is literally done for you. Even, this is an opt-in, you don't have to participate in this part, but even the tech side, we literally have created a virtual coaching business in a box that is for this program. It's literally plug and play. So once you go through the coach training and you become a certified radiant leadership coach, then you have everything you need to just begin, so that you can focus on what? Inviting people into this environment and facilitating the transformations. And I know that this is wildly different from other programs out there that maybe you go through you've been through coach training, so maybe you can speak on this. You go through a coach training and then it's like, congrats. And now you're off to figure everything else out on your own.
100%. Cause that's the harder part, right? It's like, they're like, oh, let's just do the easy part. And then you're going to figure out the rest on your own. And for the 2% of the self-starters out there, they're like, okay. Everybody else, they're like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars later, like this doesn't work, because they need more guidance. And that's one thing that I love about what we do is we think from start to finish. If we're going to offer this, how can we help them with this so they can be able to go do X? And you mentioned the facilitation part. A lot of these programs, it's like, okay, just come and learn and go figure it out. Facilitating the right environment is everything. Anybody can spit out content. Here's what I'm an expert in, whatever. For all we know. Yeah. Anyways, we'll just leave it at that. I'm an expert in ... But facilitating the right environment where growth happens, safety is procured, like people feel safe, the walls come down. And you even said something earlier that I want to touch on. It's like, in a world where everybody's like, I'm selling this, I'm selling that, but do you really know the character and behind the person behind the one facilitating the class? Like, this is who I am. This is what I believe. This is what I stand for. I totally agree with you. I hardly post about business actually at all compared to how I show character. disciplines, like different things that make up who I am. And this is just what I get to do and how I get to help lead people into their purpose, because we're not trying to make replicas of like you and I. We're trying to send people into their divine purpose where God calls them so they can go and disciple others and not, again, like clone each other, but to step into what God's called them to be and go impact the people he's called them to. And so I just love this conversation because I hope people are waking up to it's a lot of the me too, same out there. And there's great stuff out there. Don't get me wrong, but we all feel that there's a shift and there's something different that's happening. This is the difference maker. And with years of this under our belt and so many people, there's many people just like Tony, who's commenting live here, that have had these different testimonies, and we'll probably put them in the chat so people can read them. It's been amazing just to watch what he does. Like you said, Michelle, I love it. We're like if we could, pat God's back. Not that he needs it, but it's all for him.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so if you're even thinking about it, let me tell you one of the things that happens to our coaches. Our coaches transform far more than even the people in the class. I've said this for years and years and years. Nobody grows more than the trainer. Nobody does, because of the time spent, the effort, the energy, the diligence and attention to the subject that you're training on, right? And this is just in general. It doesn't have to be this. That when you're teaching anything, you take time to know what you're teaching and you are radically transformed. So you may be facilitating one of the 5 different amazing academies that are available to you as a Radiant Leadership Coach. You may be facilitating that and watching transformation, but an amazing thing happens to you. You change with every course you teach. You change with every student in your class. I feel so lucky because I facilitated so many of these classes now, and watching all the breakthroughs, I get to have the breakthroughs too. So it's like this unbelievable environment where everybody is raised higher, and it's the fulfillment. Truly, I feel called to a number of things in my life. I feel responsible that God designed me to do a couple of things. And one of them is to facilitate and be part of the fulfillment of Matthew 28, which is to go and make disciples of the world. And that is 100% what's happening inside of the RLC ecosystem. And so we're really excited because we have our next cohort starting in August. Molly, do you want to just talk about when, where, what, all that good stuff?
Yes, of course. Yes. I love the fact that we're just taking what scripture's already said, go out and make disciples of all nations, all people, not just here in America, not just in Canada, not North America, all over the world. And we've had people in a variety of different countries, some that are very excited to spearhead these in their own native language. And it's amazing to be able to see that, because it doesn't just stay here. Like, we needed to get it out. It's not just for you just to hide it. So yes, August 19th is when we are going to start, and we're actually going to have 2 different sessions, one in the AM, one in the PM. You can pick. So we have people all over the world. So we're like, you know what? We're just going to have it open for everyone. And what's exciting about that is when people go through the program, again, they can go out and go teach this, but people want to take it a step further. You got those people being like, I can't wait to raise up other coaches and disciple in that way. And we're actually running our very first Master Coach program. You have to go be an RLC first before you can go through the Master Coach. But how amazing is that? A lot of coaches, like, they want to. I remember me being in coaching. I'm like, how can I create leverage for myself? And basically God closed that door, opened up this door to what it is that we've created and all the different lanes that we've created here in our companies. And it's been amazing because, God is one of leverage. Let's think about it. Like, it's not just the benefit of me and a few other people. It's how can we multiply and multiply and multiply. So I'm very excited for this next round on August 19th. That's going to be kicking off. We even have some great, just even precursor stuff that people can do to get prepped during the summer. You don't have to wait till, oh shoot, it's starting. I got to get back in the mindset. Like, reach out to us so we can help get you plugged in and just kind of have a little slow drip over the summer so you can be able to get your mind right. So when the last couple quarters of the year hit, you want to end 2025 strong and really like ending this year with like, wow, like we did what we said we were going to do. It's not just another, oh, let's just move it to 2026. Like, aren't we tired of like saying those kinds of things? So it's time for this year, and August 19th is the day that it all kicks off.
Yeah. And this is the season. There's always an excuse not to do it. I mean, that's the truth. There's always a reason. You don't even have to think 2 seconds, and you can come up with 1,000 reasons why I can't do it, because that will always exist. So if you feel the nudge in your heart, then I just want to encourage you, just say yes, like jump, leap. If you don't believe me, that is actually what God is asking you to do, then I challenge you to go into the Bible and read the parable of the talents. What does he say at the end of this, in this parable that Jesus said about that parable? He said, this parable sums up the entire kingdom. There's so much value in that one parable that Jesus says the entire kingdom can be wrapped up into this one parable. And he praised the people that actually took the resources given to them and they worked to increase them. So you could talk about money, you can talk about your time, you can talk about your talents. All of those things we are called to steward well and work to increase. So if you have a nudge in your heart to impact and transform lives, and you're like, I don't know how to do that, we're telling you this is how to do it. And what has he said to the third guy? The guy that said, listen, I was scared. I had this thing that you gave me, but out of fear, I just wanted to protect it. So I kept it down here. Here's back what you gave me. He said, you wicked, lazy servant. Wicked and lazy. And he said, I'm not only going to take away this one thing that I gave you, I'm going to take it away from you, and I'm going to go give it to the guy that actually did something with what I gave him. And we know that you were born with a purpose, many purposes. And if part of that purpose that you feel called to help people get closer to God, to grow spiritually, to grow personally, to help facilitate people stepping out and into who they were designed to be, then there is no other program like this. And it's a complete program from start to finish, from your own transformation to facilitating transformation for other people as a coach, as a radiant leadership coach. And like Molly said, then once you do that, if you're like, listen, I want to raise up other coaches, then you can step up and become one of the master coaches who actually facilitates raising up other coaches. So let's talk about the technical stuff really, really quick. As a coach, you sign a licensing agreement with us, and you can go out and you can teach other people and get paid when people walk into your class. Okay, so that's amazing. As a master coach, not only do you get paid on that, but you get paid for every coach that you train. And there's like a little side residual for every coach you raise up. You get a piece of the licensing agreement of everyone in their classes, right? And the amazing, amazing leverage, transformation, amazing community. And if all of these things weren't reason enough, we are doing our first ever Radiant Leadership Coach Retreat in March in Costa Rica. This is going to be a life-changing event where we gather all of our coaches. We're going to have fun. We're going to have excursions. We're going to eat together. We're going to fellowship together, and we're going to have a couple of really, really profound speakers this is their lane. They speak to kingdom coaches and to help you grow even more, because as a coach, you have to continue. You're continuing to evolve, and that's part of the program, that continued education, that continued growth. And so it's all available now. We're pumped. We're so excited. Oh, and just in case, if you've been following for a while, and you're like, oh, I don't want to sign up into the company. We have separated this entire coaching ecosystem from Kingdom Alliance into its own thing. So you don't have to be a part of a membership. You don't have to be a part of Kingdom Alliance, the company. You can be part of Radiant Leadership Coaching. And you can invite people that are not part of Kingdom Alliance to become part of your cohorts, part of the coaching and all of it. So we're really, this is new. We just did this a few months ago. So it's all new and we're so excited about it. So this is your official invitation. If you even feel the slightest nudge, don't be like the third guy in the parable of the talents. Don't be thrown out.
I don't know what's not to love. I mean, you literally there's like a scroll of things to love. It's like, we want the impact. We want to go be able to disciple others. We want to be that change that other people can see, make great money, allow them to be able to do the same thing. It all just flows back into the kingdom. And hello, did you hear that she said Costa Rica? I mean, who doesn't want to go there and be around mission-minded people to be able to grow, fellowship, and just enjoy each other's company? Because that is something that's going to be absolutely amazing. And I know people are looking for the right community. They're looking for the right people. This is a great way of doing that. And so it's like, and we just live outwardly. It's like, you can tell by our fruit. You can tell by our posts. You can tell by everything. Like, we don't gatekeep. This is who we are. And this is what we get to do, what God has commissioned us to do. And so we're inviting you to come on in August 19th. Let's get you plugged in so you can be able to find that thing that turns the light switch on, where you're like, you know what? I finally found it. I'm being ignited fully in my purpose and doing what God's called me to do. So Michelle, thank you for jumping on here with me. This is always so much fun when we get to talk about just this God idea that just keeps growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And this was long overdue, but here we are. This is your invitation. Don't miss the boat. And it's time to jump on so you can be able to be a part of this massive movement of what God's doing in the marketplace.
So if you're interested in getting information about being part of the next cohorts that are starting, whether you want to be a coach or you're like, listen, I want to be a coach, I want to be a master coach, then just type RLC in the comments of this video, no matter whose page you saw it on, and we'll make sure that we connect with you and get you all the information so you can be a part of the next class. This cohort that's happening in August is the last one this year. We won't have another one until 2026. And if you're interested in being a master coach, then you have to be an RLC first. And the next round of master coaching starts in January. So you can become a master coach before our first retreat. So that's huge.
Come on. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Molly.
Yes. All right, everyone. Bye.
Bye.